All right, welcome back everybody. This video today, it's going to be short, it's going to be sweet, it's going to be chocked full of value to you as the cryptocurrency investor or to you as the cryptocurrency enthusiast. Maybe at the end, we'll even get to some recent news. I don't know if we'll have time. There's a lot I want to focus on. For instance, where is this market going as we get towards the end of the year? Basically, my premise for this video is, well, first of all, even you could admit that it is possible that Bitcoin will go on a rally at the end of the year. You admit that's possible, right? Well, today, I want to make the argument that not only is this possible, it's actually probable. Historically speaking, it is likely that Bitcoin will rally at the end of the year. So let's get into it. And I also want to preface this video by, again, speaking right to you, saying, I get it. I understand we are in a bear market. I'm not denying that. Guess what? I even concede that we could still fall further still. I'm not denying that. I mean, you look at the day chart, it's boring. You look at the month chart, it's sad, it's dismal. You look at the years, well, the farther you zoom out, the better it looks, but still, we're very much in this bear market. But if you look into it, historically speaking, Bitcoin goes on a bull run almost every year. Let's check this out. So, unfortunately, CoinMarketCap, they don't have the data for 2011 or 2012, but you can look it up. 2011, end of the year, bull run. 2012, end of the year, bull run. Right here, 2013, end of the year, bull run. 2014, well, we know that there was no bull run, exception. 2015, bull run. 2016, bull run. 2017, bull run. 2018, well, again, right here, we have another exception. But you can see that almost every year there is a bull run at the end of the year. Well, what about 2014 or what about 2018? Well, doesn't that prove that this might not happen? Well, first of all, nothing is certain. I'm just showing you patterns. But even if we take into account 2014 and 2018, you've probably seen this. I've showed it to you before, the Bob Lucas 4-year cycle, where he looked at the past 8 years, and what he noticed was that Bitcoin goes on these 4-year cycles, where the first 3 years it will rally up, and the final year it will correct, and then 3 years of rallying, and then 1 year of correcting. Of course, past performance is not a definitive indicator of future performance. But this is interesting, right? Because if Bitcoin goes in a rally like it does almost every year, except for the key years in the 4-year cycle, that would mean at the end of this year, we're going to see a rally or a bull run, which would start a 3-year uptrend. Very interesting stuff, right? Well, this is where the rubber meets the road, because if we take a look at what the market's been doing lately, it seems pretty flat, right? There doesn't seem to be a lot of buyers. That worries some people. And look, if you were to count the days from when we seemingly capitulated, when we seemingly bottomed, if you were to count the days from right here all the way to over here, it's been over 100 days since we have seemingly bottomed. Well, if Bitcoin is so revolutionary, where are all the buyers? Let's talk about this. Patience is a virtue. And in 100 days, that might seem like a lot. But did you know, if we were to take a look back at the 2014 bear market, we would see that we know now that the definitive bottom was right here. And guess what? It took over 270 days after the bottom before Bitcoin broke the uptrend. 270 days of pretty much flat movement. And the way I figure that is this. So this was the bottom, and we can see that 1, 2, 3 times Bitcoin tried to break the psychological 300 resistance. We broke above it right here very briefly, but we came back down. So it took over 270 days before we were able to rally up above 300 and actually sustain that. So that's how I figure 270 days of flat movement. So you need to be patient. Question is, because everybody was accumulating right here, right? The question is, have people started accumulating today? Well, we can't really know that for sure, right? Because a lot of accumulation happens over the counter. A lot of accumulation is happening behind the scenes, over the counter trading desks. And we can verify that to some degree, right? You remember this article that came out a month ago where they did some research on the Bitcoin rich list, and they noticed that Bitcoin whales are stockpiling coins in the last 2 months because they took a look with some of these whales that, I mean, it's just a fact. This is verifiable that whales have more coins now than they did a year ago. The overall point is this, I think. The most patient among us are going to be the most richly rewarded. Are you going to be patient enough? And the price, well, it's not rallying up today for one simple reason, and that's that the sellers have not been exhausted yet. Do you know why the price of Bitcoin never got above $20,000 in late 2017? See, it isn't because Bitcoin can't one day be worth over $20,000. The reason Bitcoin never got above this price point at this time after rallying up for so long is because in 2017, there were simply no more buyers left. The buyers were exhausted. Once the buyers get exhausted, you really only have one place to go. So I suspect that within this year, we will exhaust the sellers. And there's going to come a point when there's going to be nobody left to sell. And that's when the price will start to go up. Now, was that right here? Is that this whole year at this level? Or are we going to fall down more? Think about it. Bitcoin has never been exposed this much. Bitcoin has never had this much infrastructure built out. Bitcoin has never had this much interest around it from institutional players, and the network effect is only getting bigger. I think it would be very abnormal if Bitcoin didn't have a bull run at the end of this year. Guess what, my friends? Fortune favors the bold. Fortune favors the patient. Now, unfortunately, most of you are going to be too scared to buy Bitcoin when it falls between $2,000 and $3,000. Well, actually, I take that back. Probably our audience would buy between $2,000 to $3,000. Most of you will be too scared if Bitcoin ever dips below $2,000 to buy. I mean, generally, most people prefer to buy at the top. And that was pretty much my case. It can be summed up by saying, historically speaking, it would be odd if Bitcoin didn't go on a bull run, especially since this is a new asset class. The network effect has never been bigger. The exposure has never been bigger. The infrastructure build out has never been bigger. That's my point. Now it's your turn. Go in the comments and demolish my argument. I want to hear. Let me know. Just think about it like this. Do you own a single Bitcoin? Well, welcome to the top 0.22% of the world population. If you own just a single Bitcoin, only 17 million other people will ever have as much as you. We have never had true scarcity until now, and because of that, it's a concept that's hard to grasp. Of course, this assumes that Bitcoin will catch on as a global thing. It's all speculative, but it's hard money, right? Anyway, let's get to some recent news. This is crazy. This is the most cringe-worthy thing I've read in a while. It's about Craig Wright, formerly of Bitcoin Cash, now with Bitcoin Satoshi's Vision, always trying to prove he's Satoshi Nakamoto. Nobody believes him. It's just pure cringe. So this is the story. A brand new scam has just been shut down in seconds by the Bitcoin community. A new anonymous account on Bitcoin forum Bitcoin Talk attempted to buy old wallet addresses from long-standing Bitcoin users. The original post has now been deleted, but it can be viewed at an archived website. Another thread is still active at the time of writing under a new name. In the original thread, the user Wallet Buyer wrote this. So this is basically, many people think this is Craig Wright trying to buy these old wallets so he can further try and prove he was around back then, which he was around in the early days, but he's trying to prove he was Satoshi Nakamoto. So he goes, I'm paying $5,000 for old mining wallets that mined Bitcoin. Requirements are mined between 2008, 2010, mined at least 300 Bitcoin, doesn't want any of their Bitcoin now. You can never use the wallets again, he tells them, and he's buying up to 3 wallets that meet the criteria above. And many people called him out on this, and obviously he deleted the post. So just pure cringe, just pure cringe. I don't know why the Bitcoin Cash people supported him for so long. I don't know why people support him in Bitcoin SV. I've heard that the Bitcoin SV community truly believes this guy is Satoshi. Next up, I hope everybody got a chance to listen to Mike Novogratz on Anthony Pompliano's podcast. Really great episode. I think John McAfee is going to be on one of the coming ones. I listened to the Andreas Antonopoulos one from, a week ago? Really good stuff. I think that was Anthony Pompliano's podcast. Anyway, basically one of the takeaways, Mike Novogratz, huge Bitcoin bull, like myself, right? Bitcoin, please go to moon. And one of the takeaways was Bitcoin can easily pass gold's 1.5 trillion market cap. This is what he said. I think the macro case for Bitcoin is pretty strong. And so if you can put a couple percent of your portfolio in, there's a decent chance it catches wind. Fidelity is just getting set up. Bakkt continues to get delayed a little bit, but it's not going to be delayed forever. They're going to be in the game, and there's a lot of other players coming. Gold's got an $8 trillion market cap, or 7.5 trillion, and so we're 100x off on that. We're not going to get there in Bitcoin in the next year or two, but over a 20-year period, could that happen? Easily. And that's giving zero optionality to all the other stuff. And so I think it seems like a pretty smart portfolio bet to put a couple percentages in Bitcoin and crypto. I don't disagree. I agree. Anything else? Oh yes, Bitcoin goes mainstream. Maybe we'll cover this in a future video. I just wanted to mention that the cryptocurrency wallet on WhatsApp is set for release. So let's read about it. A spokesman told Express.co, "We're near completing the wallet core service starting with Bitcoin. By using WhatsApp/SMS/Telegram, you can access that wallet easily. Crypto payments via WhatsApp can introduce greater numbers of new users who only know how to chat to this complicated space. Usability is key in user adoption and a great enabler." So obviously, WhatsApp, one of the, I think it's possibly the biggest way to message people across the world. They're going to introduce a native cryptocurrency wallet. They want in the game, and it's only good for visibility. It's only good for notoriety. It's only good for just, people not being afraid of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. All right, that's it for me today, my friends. It's going to be a great year. I'll see you tomorrow.